So, I'm your host, Dr. and welcome to Cooking Secrets with NAZ. And I'm going to take you on a trip and show you how I make breakfast on my day off.
वीडियो देखने से पहले अगर आपने विद नाज चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो रेड बटन से सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए। साथ ही बेल आइकॉन के बटन को प्रेस करिए। अगर वीडियो अच्छी लगे तो थम्स अप दीजिए।
So first things first, we're going to go ahead and need to get our ingredients together. So I'm going to make this light breakfast. So I got 2 organic eggs from Costco. Next thing you're going to need is going to be some oil. Next thing is, it looks like we have some turmeric here. You could use, turmeric to taste. Next thing we have here is a cup of onions. You could use red sweet onions. Next we got some tomatoes. Gives a little bit of fresh kick in there. Gonna be some coriander or haradanya. And next thing is 1 cup of crushed red chili pepper. And then next, I like cheddar cheese. You could use any kind of cheese you like. Pepper jack is always a good option. Let's do that. First things first, you get yourself an egg. You're gonna crack it. Everybody has their own technique of how to crack it. I like to kind of just crack it on any surface I have. You could use the bowl here. Some people use the countertop here. Doesn't matter, as long as when you do crack it, you don't get any shells in there. Okay? So there's the first egg. Because I'm only using 2 eggs, I'm gonna go ahead and make 1 whole egg. Got the 1 cup of the turmeric. Pop it in there just like that. Next we got that chili pepper. Let's go bam, just like that, Next we got the tomatoes. You can drop it in 1 by 1, or you can just throw it all in there. And we got the onions. Onions. Love onions. Okay, and then you got the coriander or the whatever, haradanya. Here's the whole leaf. I like to break it apart because when you break it apart, it kind of releases or unleashes all that flavor and freshness that's in there, so you can kind of taste it better, So you can kind of just do 1 little small break right there. Last thing, I like to add some black pepper. Fresh crushed black pepper is the best because again, you want that freshness and flavor to kind of explode in there, okay? Next thing you want to do is whisk it up. The best way to go ahead and do that is just take anything. You can take a spoon, you can mix all the ingredients together. Alright, gonna add the oil and drizzle it on. Again, this is canola oil. Okay. Alright, so we got our oil nice and hot. And now I'm gonna go ahead and add the egg into that. And make sure it's a nice temperature, don't get too close because you don't want to burn your hands, okay? And we're gonna add the egg. Get that nice sizzle. It's getting me all excited and hungry just thinking about it. I'm gonna put that on medium heat. So let's go ahead and add it to medium heat. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my station, okay? I remember when I was first learning to cook, I actually rested the spatula on the pan itself and it ended up burning it. So lesson learned, okay? All right, move that over there. Let's put the heat on a little bit higher. It's just not. So what you want to look for is the ingredients on the top to get a little bit hard and not as liquid or runny. And that tells you that it's almost time to go ahead and flip it. See? So it's gonna make flipping a lot easier. And like I mentioned, I wanted that brownness, that crispy brownness on the bottom. Looks like we got that. So let's go ahead and flip the egg, okay? And when you wanna flip it, you're gonna flip it nice and slow. Because if you do too fast, you're gonna get your oil and the ingredients, everything splattering all over the place, which you don't want happening. Look at that, nice and delicious. I can smell the flavor and the aroma just kind of bursting out of the frying pan. Hopefully not too hard because I am a bachelor right now. I'm cooking like this, and I like to do as few dishes as possible. So another secret tip or trick with NAZ is you could use something for something else. Everything is multi-purpose. So let's go ahead and take 1 strip of the cheese like that. I'm just gonna go ahead and rest it on there just like so. Okay, and that's gonna help kind of melt a little bit, and we're gonna see how beautiful that looks once we kind of flip it over, okay? Gonna flip the egg, just like that, to kind of help melt the cheese in it. And you can see right here, so as we talked about, you got the green from the cilantro, the white from the onions, and the red from the tomatoes, all coming together in a nice cohesive blanket surrounding that yummy cheddar yellow cheese. Just gonna flip it. Now some of you might say, hey, your egg is overcooked. It's a little bit black on that side. Yeah, I agree with you. It's because it's a new stovetop, but also personally, I like my eggs just a little bit overdone. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some ketchup to the side. And let's say if you're preparing a dish for yourself or somebody else, you wanna make it look pleasing and appetizing, so you can go ahead and drizzle that like a nice fancy, pretty way, right? Just like that, kind of make food a little bit fun. So your meal is not only delicious, fine granulated salt crystals. I'm just gonna like do a little nice little sprinkle on there, just like that. Delicious, yummy, healthy omelet with tomatoes, cilantro, onions, cheddar cheese, and a little bit of ketchup garnish on the side. Okay, nice and cool. So good. Tastes so good. Looks like everybody else in the house is waiting and wanting a piece, but this one's all mine. All right, guys. So I'm gonna get back to this yummy omelet, and do me a favor. I want you to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe on the channel. Let me know what things you'd recommend I do differently with my egg for a future video. What things you liked about the egg, any other tips and tricks you could recommend for me. Bye-bye. Do 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 do.